Hello and welcome to Insights by 180 Degrees Consulting, Manipal University, Jaipur. This is a webinar where experts on various subjects come and provide their insights on various topics regarding the ongoing situation of pandemic COVID-19. Today, as our guest, we have Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, Director of Chanakya International Institute of Leadership Studies, Mumbai University. I would like Vinay to introduce the guest to the viewers.
Dear viewers, I'd like to introduce today's guest, who is known very well as one of the smartest men in India, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai. He is the director at SPM Foundation and founder director of Arthashastra, and very much known for his internationally best-selling Corporate Chanakya and other books in Chanakya series. With nearly 25 years of experience as a leadership speaker, trainer, and personal mentor for many on how to think and become kings. It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be part of this particular webinar also.
So the first question I'll ask is, what is the role of a leader in such testing times of COVID-19?
For me, this testing times, the only role is the role of a leader. What the leader does, the whole organization follows. In fact, Chanakya said this, Raja Kalasya Karanam, which means that what the leader does, everybody else follows. Let me tell you, everybody is looking up and waiting for what the leader is going to say. It could be a political leader, it could be a business leader, it could be maybe an education institution leader. Okay, so what your principal is going to tell, everybody is going to wait, when the exam date is going to be announced. So everything is about what the leader does in this particular situation. I say leaders have to be very, very, very practical, positive, and spiritual in these particular situations. There is an Indian Army example, which I always say, because I work very closely with the armed forces. They say, imagine a group of sheeps. Okay, imagine a group of sheeps actually led by a lion. And imagine a group of lions being led by a sheep. So today, the leaders have to be like lions, The sheep will only follow. They herd mentality. So everybody is sitting, Modi ji kya kahenge? Or, our director kya kahega? Our CEO kya kahega? So we are all herd mentality people. And he announces, lockdown. Isn't it? So we can't have a choice. So the chairman says, job loss, okay. But the same person says, we'll do it together. Okay, the people get energized. So sheeps, that's why we call it the Lion King. Okay, the lion, when he roars, the whole jungle gets energy. But imagine the whole jungle is of lions. Okay, let's go and fight COVID together. We are going to do it. And the leader says, "Chodo na yaar, ghar pe baitho na yaar." Gone. So all inspiration is gone. So we say very important quality of a leader is utsaha vardaka. What is the meaning of utsaha vardaka? He should energize you in difficult times. He should not worry. So I say, chinta mat karo, chintan karo. Inspiration though, show them, okay, we can do it. Give some pep talks, call up everyone saying that ghar pe kaise chal raha hai. Kuch bhajia vijia tala kya, biwi ko help kiya kya, bartan dhone. So, lighten up the whole mood. It's not about pagar aayega ki nahi. Chalo yaar, pagar nahi aayega to kiska nahi aayega. So everybody is having a problem. But the leader can be humorous in this situation also. And that, okay, it doesn't matter. And let me tell you, the all biggest CEOs and chairmen of company actually are doing mobbing in the house. Believe me, it's a reality, okay? So you can take the fun element out of it and say, okay, difficult times, but maybe there is a positive side to it. So I think one of the very important things leaders should do is communicate to their teams. Very open communication. Call them up, speak to them, yeah? We human beings can't live in isolation. Okay, there's a very interesting quality that we can't be living in isolation and worry. The best thing is call them up, speak to them and say, okay, how are things? And imagine the chairman of a company directly calling you up and say, don't worry, yaar, kaise chal raha hai? So I'm telling you this, I've tried, okay? So I'm not talking about others. I've tried, I have a small company and we have a lot of employees, a lot of my students. I got all my students on Zoom call, okay, and everybody shared. And let me tell you, after that 1 hour, the mood lightens up, okay? So everybody feels so fresh because before the call, it's all like, pata nahi kya hoga. My students worry exam kab hoga. But after that call, it is not about exam. Chalo yaar, ye ho raha, wo raha. So imagine what a role of a leader is. The role of the leader is to inspire the whole team. And the same leader, if he's wrong or she's wrong, they can depress the whole team. So from depression to inspiration, that is the role of a leader in difficult times. I'll just give you one more example. So I was just telling this, that when people are losing jobs, leaders or organizations that I'm working with have got three types. One is they're cutting down the employees. Second, they're maintaining the employees and saying, okay, don't worry, I'll give you the pagar. The third is interesting. They're giving incentives. It depends. The same situation, same problem. One is cutting down, one is being practical, other is saying, I don't know, let's build a future together. Can you ever believe somebody was fearing that he would lose a job? The leader decides to give an incentive and increment. that person will never leave your company again, isn't it? Because that's a pleasant shock. So what I'm saying is that be practical, be positive, be spiritual, and most important, have some fun. Just speak up, yeah. It's very, very interesting. So if you lighten up the mood, changes. I think it's not about it's how you manage it inside. And it all starts with what the leader is thinking. So be humorous, take it lightly, because tough times don't last, but tough people do. And the tough people have a sense of humor. They can light up the whole thing. So let's be great leaders, inspiring leaders, and people who want to be enjoying such leaders. So be an inspiring leader in the tough times. That's the Chanakya answer.
That was very inspiring. Really.
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. The next question is basically, what is your suggestion regarding the students who are facing this lockdown? How they can make this lockdown productive to them?
Okay. So I look at student community from two sides, or two types of students. The first are the one who are full-time students. Okay. So probably till the age of 21, most of us are full-time students, right? So our duty is actually to study. But unfortunately in India, our education system is almost like an examination system. So we actually study when there is the exam time. So when is the exam? When is the timetable realized? Today, fortunately, there is no pressure of exams. So students should be committed more to studies. So let me give an example. This is actually a fun time for learning. So one is called the formal education, where, suppose you're enrolled in an engineering course or any particular medical course or any graduation course. This is the best time. Actually, you're not under pressure, but you can actually have the learning curve. So definitely there are two parts of studies that full-time students do. One is the formal education syllabus that you have to cover. The second is the interest of learning beyond the syllabus. I'll give you my own example. When I was in college, most of the times my friends used to tell, you will find him either in the classroom. I used to attend most of the lectures. If not, you'll find him in the library, or you'll find him in the ground. So what does that mean is that whenever I got this opportunity of studying, I should study in the classroom, listen to the lectures. But no, I should keep myself physically fit. That's why I would be in the sports ground. I used to be a sports person also. I used to get a lot of medals in the college days. But what is important is that I used to read a lot beyond the syllabus. That's why I used to read a lot of books. In fact, the librarian became a friend of mine. So my suggestion to the full-time students is basically, please study the books that you're supposed to study, but you can actually do a lot of other courses also. There are so many webinars available. And you can look at the UN Academy, or a lot of other things that is available. So I think your learning curve should be beyond your syllabus. So what should the students do? Look at this as a sabbatical, do a lot of research, maybe Google, look at YouTube talks, maybe webinars like this. I think when you look into the internet space, there are two kinds of materials available. One is general entertainment, and second is actually education content. And today, a lot of leaders and experienced people are available through webinars and YouTube and whatever. So they also can't move out. So I think this is the best time for students to actually connect to experts from various fields, listen to them. The other thing which I always say is that apart from the electronic media, try to probably spend some time with your family. So suppose you're physically with your family, you can't go out. So I think we can even spend more time with your grandparents and parents. In case you are away from your family, then at least give them a call. It's a very emotional connect that we should have with our family. So I think beyond studies, so as I told you, you have to study. But beyond studies also, if you can spend some time talking to friends, connecting to them, it's a good quality time, because we won't be wasting our time in traveling and unnecessary things. But don't waste your time, in unproductive activities. So best thing you can do is, learning curve can be increased during this lockdown period. Now, my suggestion is your second category of students who are not formal students. So once you are done your education course beyond 21 or whatever, this is the best time to be a student again. So the formal students should continue studying, but those who are not students should become students now. So what you should do is enroll in some courses, short-term courses. There are a lot of webinars happening, 3-day, 4-day, 5-day, 7-day. Do a certification course, And I know there's, a lot of leaders who want to study, never get this opportunity. Because they are so busy. They are CEOs of company, they're directors of company. They don't have the time to actually study, even if they want to. I think this is the best time to actually connect and do some courses. So I think during this lockdown, everybody should become a student, the full-timers and the non-full-timers. Keep the learning curve high. There is so much content available. And the best part is that most of the content are either affordable or free. I think that is the best part about it. I have seen a lot of these courses that hardly is $299, $199, and you get the best experts. And the other part is also equally important, that free content. So what is important is that if you look at 24 hours a day at lockdown, maybe 8 hours you sleep, maybe another 3-4 hours you can spend quality time, maybe reading something or other. But think about it, you have got another productive 5 to 6 hours. Make this as the best time of your life, even though you are inside, okay? Or rather, I would say you can't go outside, but go inside and be a better student. So formally, those who are students should study, and those who are not formal students should also become students. This is the best thing that we can do in lockdown. Keep your learning curve high.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, so basically, considering the current market situations, we require the companies to be efficient, and for that we need fast decision-making process. So, what are the structures that are basically hindering the fast decision-making in a company, and what can we do to change that particular approach?
So I would like to say that companies should never take fast decisions, okay? Because there is a difference between fast decisions and impulsive decisions, okay? So you can't be jaldi karo, because at leadership level, if you take a wrong decision, it's actually about losing 10,000 jobs. So you cannot be fast, but you have to be right in the given time period, okay? So you have to be right in the given time period. Sometimes you can jaldi decision, you don't think. But you say, okay, you have to take a decision in 24 hours. Yeah. So you say, okay, 24 hours is fast for somebody. But I say, what do you do in that 24 hours? The company should actually consult, talk to the people, look at the finance situation. Therefore, Chanakya says is very important. Even in an urgent matter, okay, even in an urgent matter, the leader should never take a decision alone. Okay, he should consult. So what he should do, call a meeting and ask all the mantris. They're all his advisors, they're intelligent people. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And he should also discuss with his wife and all the people who are part of the family who are going to get impacted, and then take a decision. So Chanakya says, even in an urgent matter, like some enemy has attacked you, it's a warlike situation, which is the reality right now. Corona is a warlike situation. But a leader cannot take a decision alone, because he may be only thinking from one brain. But if you have 10 brains put together and 10 hearts along with the brain, because sometimes you take decision logically, that is also okay, but you cannot just take logical decision. You have to take decisions which is right. It has to be a combination of a head and a heart. If you look at the balance sheet, there is no cash flow, so 100 logon ko nikal do. That is not right decision. Probably you have to understand what are the challenges they are going through. So I would say fast decision should not be impulsive decision. If it is an urgent matter, call everyone, maybe the consultants, maybe the counselors, maybe the expert advisors. So every company has got a board of directors, right? And today, if you can't meet them face to face, at least you can have a webinar. Today, I know so many board meetings that is happening over the webinar. So my answer to your question is that if there is no time, but at least you have a time to give some phone calls, right? Consult somebody. And therefore, Chanakya says, never fight a battle alone. Take a friend along. Never fight a battle alone, take a friend along. So why you want to take a decision which is impulsive? It has to be an important decision taken logically with the help of experts. So I would say that every company, of course, I'm also on the board of quite a few companies. So what I suggest is, don't worry about the business, think about the business. And let me tell you, leadership is about taking the right decision. Decision making is the highest quality of a leader. Yes, to take fast decisions, but fast decisions should not be impulsive decisions. Because one wrong decision can impact the whole organization. At the same time, one right decision can actually change the organization positively. So think through and then take the right decision in the given time frame.
That was very well said, sir. My question is, how should businesses deliver better outcomes during these trying times?
So there are two types of productivity analysis that we can do. Okay. Now, what do you mean by outcome? It all depends on the nature of the business. Okay. So for example, if you're a manufacturing unit and you say you have to produce 15 cars, but it's not possible. Okay. So you cannot measure the productivity of an organization just by saying the result is this. Okay. So manufacturing today, maybe the result is to be slowed down a little bit till the government policy happens, the workers return back from their villages. So that's manufacturing. But now look at probably an organization which is completely technology driven. Okay, there probably you can actually measure your outcomes very nicely. For example, you may be aware of this. Amazon is actually hiring 1 lakh people in US during this particular time. It's not a small number. Because a lot of people have gone online. They're ordering online. People don't want to go out to bazaars. It's all delivered over there, right in the houses. So if your nature of the business is into technology, probably you're on the better side. It is said, that Netflix, this is a, online entertainment channel. In the lockdown period, it actually got 1 crore new subscribers. Now
That's
that
huge.
is an excellent outcome, right? I don't think any company can be so productive. I've also known companies during this particular lockdown period, they have given incentives to people, okay? Because they're working more than what they would have worked. I know of a student of mine, she's actually a startup entrepreneur. And I was speaking to her yesterday, Disha, and Disha's mother was telling me that, ये सुबह से लेके जो लग जाती है, रात को 12 बजे तक खाना भी नहीं खाती, so I have to push her. And then I started asking Disha, what is happening? Because, sir, it's a very productive time. And actually, we are working together and I'm actually talking to my employees, take a break. They say no. So I think what is very important is to measure the productivity, no doubt about it. But during the lockdown, it cannot be measured as if it's a normal time. So you have to understand the constraints. People may not have the connectivity. People may not be able to travel. So it depends on how you're going to do it. But definitely, I can tell you one thing. If you can't actually do something physically, going to a particular factory or a manufacturer, at least you can do some thinking and strategizing. So let me tell you what happened. When the lockdown started, I myself have been a trainer. I travel a lot, and everything suddenly came to a standstill. But my chartered accountant told me, sir, this is the right time to actually think about financial forecasting and looking at productivity analysis. And I said, okay, what do you mean? Saying that, it is a responsibility of leaders to do a lot of strategic thinking, but we never get that time because you're running around every time. So then I said, okay, actually you'll be surprised. I started looking at budgets. I looked at a lot of things. I spoke to my team and I said, you can't come out, but can we do something online? And you'll be surprised. I'm almost doing 3 to 4 webinars per day. Okay, that's the kind of a thing. So what is happening? The measurement of the productivity, the outcomes would be different in this particular lockdown period, depending on the nature of your business and the kind of a company that you are in. But I would definitely tell you that after the lockdown opens, the productivity would zoom, and we have to make sure of people be more productive at that particular time. So let me give an example. There is a particular businessman that I know, and he called up. He's got around 300 employees. He runs a manufacturing unit. So he just called them up and said that आप लोगों का 3 महीने में पगार नहीं काटूंगा. So, okay, don't worry, I'm not going to cut your salaries, but I want a promise from all of you. So, what I'm saying is that I will not cut your salary. It opens out. Okay, can you put 2 hours extra per? So I think that's a very interesting way of looking at outcome. Today you're getting full salary without work, but when you're getting back, you should do extra work to compensate the salary that you got. And believe me, all the 300 people are very happy. Instead of losing a job, they're getting full salaries. And when the productivity starts, the outcome is saying, sir, koi baat nahi, hum 2 ghanta ya 4 ghanta extra kaam kar lenge. It all depends on leadership. The answer is not the outcome, it's how you handle the situation. There are people who have been given pink slips. It's quite painful to know of an organization which actually promised the employees before the lockdown, because this is like year ending, like March year ending and April. They promised that they will be given increments. But you know what? They actually got a pink slip. Forget increments. Okay, they did not even get the incentives that they had worked for in the whole year. So it is such a moral responsibility of the leader to decide what is to be done. Think about it. You have been told that here is an increment for you, which is going to come from April. And in April, you actually get a call and say, listen, my dear friend, thank you so much. Okay, you've been a very nice employee, but the situation is bad. So we won't be able to give you increment and we won't be giving you a salary. And without telling, okay, we won't be able to give you the incentive for which you work. This is wrong. This is a lack of leadership and this is immoral. Okay, so I would saying that, productivity and outcome will happen. What you have to test currently is a commitment from the people and your commitment as a leader to the people. The people should be committed to the organization, and the organization should be committed to the leadership. Outcomes will happen today or tomorrow, but commitment is going to go through a test during these tough times. Leadership is making sure you and people, and the people should be to the leader. That is what the real outcome is during the lockdown period, according to me. Commitment is there, outcomes will happen. That's my answer to your question.
That was very well said, sir. Now, I would like to have your suggestions on the flip side of it, that the professionals who are losing their jobs and the students who were freshmen in the companies or the students who were having internships, they are not getting to do them. So what are your suggestions for them? How should they stay motivated?
In fact, let me tell you, I love this particular question because it's a very practical question and it's a realistic question. And I'll tell you the answer is very simple. It's very simple if you really practice it. So what is important? Suppose you are a person who is working and as an employee who's lost a job, or a student who maybe got an offer letter and they say, don't job. You know what is the answer? Have a straight talk. Okay, just call up the person and say, sir, what's the problem? Is it a financial problem? Yes, it's a financial problem, right? Can you take a commitment, okay, and saying that, sir, it doesn't matter. I'm ready to work for the company free of cost. And then after things happen, can we relook at the company finances once again? You would be surprised. Nobody is looking at a straight talk because actually the company may have a problem. They can't pay you and you want to work, right? Yesterday only, I actually solved a person's problem like this. Company, think about it, is already working. He's left a company, put a resignation, is supposed to join in April. And this particular person says, I can't take you. Practical situation. Because this guy says, now I can't employ any people. Now this guy has actually resigned. March is ending there. He doesn't know what to do. So he called me up and said, I don't know what to do. It's simple. Now don't go into negotiation mode. Do you want to work in this particular company? Yeah, of course I want to work in the new company. That's why I left my old company, right? He said, okay, do one thing. He will not be able to take you. Just have a straight talk. Now, what do you mean? Just talk to him and saying that, can we renegotiate and look at it practically as a win-win situation? And after 2 days, he calls me and saying that, what we have done? I've agreed to him that the first month I'll work for you free. Okay. For the next 2 months, I'm going to take 50% cut. So let's say he's been able to get 1 lakh rupee. But anyway, I'm going to sit at home. There is no point. I can't get a new job anyway. So the whole month of April, I'm going to actually work free of it. That's the offer he gave. So you don't have to pay me. Now imagine that the employer felt so nice. And here is a guy who's committed to the job, not to the money he's going to get, right? So he said, okay, that's good. And he said, next 3 months, sir. So let's say totally 3 months. So 1 month, meri taraf se. Then we agreed for, let's say, 1 lakh rupees. So next 2 months, sir, you please only give me 50%. And after the 3rd month, we'll relook at the salary. Can you believe what happened? You'll be surprised to know that after that discussion, this particular person was actually supposed to recruit 5 people. But this guy actually called him up and he told him, you're the only person who actually gave a straight talk and said, I will work without salary. Now here is my counter offer. Okay. Think about this counter offer. He says, I'm very happy. So first month, I don't know. So definitely I'm not able to pay you, but you have to work hard. Next 2 months, I'll give you 50,000 rupees. Okay. But the counter offer rate for the next 3 months, I'll pay you 1.5 lakh rupees. I will renegotiate after 6 months. I said, this is so nice. It's a win-win situation, right? So if you look at it, very practically, there is a deal guaranteed for 6 months. Okay. First month free, mere taraf se seva bhav. Next 2 months, 50% cut, accepted. So actually the company in the first 3 months is outgoing is only 1 lakh rupee. Actually it would have been 3 lakh rupees. Isn't it true? 111. Yeah. Now you got the whole negotiation from the company benefit saying that, in 1 month, 3 month, I'm getting the output of 1 lakh. Good. But he says, let's say counter offer. Next 3 months, I can guarantee you that I'll pay you 1.5 lakh rupees. So if you look at it, it's 4.5 lakh rupees, right? So 3 months is 1.5, 4.5 lakh and 1.5. So what is the win-win situation? The company would have spent 6 lakh rupees, but now the company is spending actually 5.5 lakh rupees. But this boy is actually getting employed for 6 months. So first month, it's anyway trial and error. Then he gets 50%, and he would have got only 1 lakh, but he's guaranteed that he's getting 1.5 lakh rupees. Company says 50,000 bach gaya, and this guy says, "Theek hai, kaam to mil gaya." Remaining 4 people have not been given this offer. Remaining 4 people have not been given this offer. Okay, this is because he was proactive. So, my dear friends, for all those people who are in job and losing job, please talk to your bosses straight and saying that I don't want finance, but I want my job. The problem with people is they go into a habit of salary. They want to maintain that salary or get higher salaries. Sorry, my dear friends, this is a one-way kind of a benefit. Mere ko kya milta hai? No, think about it. This is the most difficult time even for employers, not only employees. You say, sir, it's okay. Hum aapke liye kaam karenge. Your commitment is tested even during this time of the employees. So what I'm saying, if you're an employee, speak to your boss straight and say, I don't want a pink slip. I don't want money also, but I want job. Believe me, today, if you have a job, if you're able to keep it, that's a great thing. If you have a job, and you're still able to keep it, it's a great thing. So for the employees, I would suggest have a straight talk. And now for the students who have got the letter, the offer letter, definitely you will see none of us are going to take it. But I would still suggest go and talk to them and say, no problem. So 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, I'm ready to work free. I will say that in case after 3 months, I'm not able to join the company for whatever reasons, can you at least give me an experience certificate? So anyway, you're going to sit down and do nothing, right? So what I think you have to look at it very practically. Let's not get into a blame game, or let us not look into what is my benefit, what is in it for me. Look at a win-win situation. So I think the very important thing is take up the phone call, talk straight, okay? And when you talk straight, you say, listen, I am ready to take my first step towards you. Get it renegotiated. Please be very clear on financials. The time is not here to discuss about money. It is to support each other on money. Please understand, this time is not about discussion of money. The time is about discussion of work. Please make sure you have some work during the lockdown. Otherwise, you will get into laziness and you will get into mental health problems. You'll get into pressure. But what are you going to tell people, Do you think now everybody is going to have the same thing? No, but you will be the one person who said, okay, I still have a job in hand. It's a different story how much I'm getting, okay? Being in the job is the first responsibility. If you're not having a job in hand, try for it. In fact, I'll go to the other extreme. Those who don't have jobs, call up and say, I'm ready for a probably apprenticeship. Don't pay me. So what I'm saying, there are people who have this particular strategies of being proactive. So my answer is that have a straight talk. Look at financial as a win-win situation. Remember, first month free, second month 50%, and after that the company offers 1.5, 50% more. That's the way you should look at strategic thinking and get your job safe, secure, and make sure the company also wins because of you.
Very well said, sir. Very well said. So, dear viewers, this was Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai from Chanakya International Institute of Leadership Studies, Mumbai University. We would like to thank him to take his valuable time off and be here with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.